Matthew Stafford, but it's snowing. You at home. You cannot let him get that 2 minute drill. Because after the Saquon TD, we should have wrapped it up. Feel me? The defense should have put the clamps on him. But then also the offense had a chance to just hold on to the ball, and they gave him the ball back. So it's a lot of ways. It goes a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But they get lax at the end when they have a good lead of 2 possessions. They just stop playing. It's weird.
I was worried about Isaiah Rodgers going out there for Cleon. Like,
bro, they started targeting that man immediately, bro.
Yeah, but you know what I'm starting to notice about him? Like he does bad in the beginning. As the game goes on, he heats up a little and he makes, he should have had that pick though. He was in front of the route and it could have hit his hands, but just Robinson just strong armed him.
Yeah.
Mitchell would have had that.
Yeah.
But the thing is about Rodgers, it's like, bro, you play cornerback for a reason. Yeah. Why are you trying to let the ball come into your hands when you're supposed to be defending it? That's a receiver move.
And Robinson,
that's a good point.
You gotta go up and get it, or at the very least, just bat it down.
But he went for it and he gambled on that. That was bad. But he I just think he needs to heat up. Like, feel me? Like he needs to play a little bit more because he's just coming in cold, and that's not good for no player.
Yeah, he probably wasn't even expecting to play. That's probably the way I look at it. Yeah, he wasn't expecting to play.
Playoffs, but you got to be ready. You can't use that.
Just sitting in the snow, chilling, sitting in the snow.
Literally.
But yeah, that defense. Jalen Carter. They said there were 70 snaps. Out of those 70 snaps, he was on the field 68 times, and the way that he played, bro, like
he saved the
championship caliber, bro.
He saved our season, bro.
That one move where the very last game, if he wouldn't have stopped him, bro, they probably would have got that on us. Just because he was wide open. He was wide open in the middle.
Yeah, little slip.
Yeah, bro, like that. And then you got Nolan Smith out there doing his thing. And I think Jalen Carter said something about how him and Nolan before the game, they usually talk, or before they go out, they talk about something of how they do a switch and bait with each other. So maybe Nolan will rush out and then Jalen just comes out from the back and just takes off. But yeah, this defense is epic. I think
Nolan, bro.
This is the best defense that we can probably say Vic Fangio's had. I can put hands down on that. This is the best defense he's had. Moving forward into the offense, though, how do y'all feel about AJ Brown's drops? I want y'all's true opinion on it. I think it was injury, but Scott, kind of tell me a little bit about what you think about his drops that he had.
I think part of it definitely has to do with his knee. Obviously, even himself, like he said in the post game last week, he was like, at this point in the season, everybody's banged up, but I think I'm a little bit more banged up. And honestly, I didn't like hearing that. Like putting that out there like that, that's always risky. But I think part of it definitely has to do with his injury. But the ball's in your hands, bro. Like if he puts the ball in the money like that, you got to bring it in. But also, it could have been because of the snow, too. I heard the receiver saying it's a lot harder to run routes in the snow, obviously. But, you Mr. What did you call him, Antoine? The best hands in the league? He didn't prove that yesterday.
Does that draw concern for y'all?
Nah, I mean, he was number one. He was number one in the league in drop rate, which was at 0.0. But he had two.
Yeah.
He had two drops Sunday, but a lot of people dropped the ball Sunday.
A lot of people dropped the ball.
DBs dropped 3 picks. They dropped some balls too on the other side. So I don't think it's not concerning to me, not even in the least bit, because AJ gonna be AJ at the end of the day. So when we need him, he'll be there.
Yeah, I think the weather was part of it too. He did complain about after the game. Some of them were on the fence, some of them liked it, some of them didn't. But I'm not too concerned. Everybody is banged up at this point in the season. He should have had that touchdown, bobbled up out of, and then he happened to catch it. He was already out of bounds. But, I'm not too concerned because he got his targets. If there's not a question, if there was a question about him not getting targets, he got his targets. He just didn't do anything with them.
Yeah. I'm going to pull this comment up that Vincent said. Everybody else that comment, I'm definitely going to pull yours up. But this one that Vincent said, what do y'all think about that?
Nah. I don't know about all that. I think the problem a lot of people have with Jalen is that he's taken too many sacks. I don't think he's losing faith in his receivers at all. I think the thing is, especially in the snow, when you're getting the pass rush heavy on you like that, Jalen's already his thought in his mind is let's not turn this ball over. And I think that's the thing that's starting to overwhelm him because he's has these crazy like 6 games in a row in the playoffs with no interceptions. He's got like 11 games straight with no turnovers. So I think that's like frustrating, like, in the back of his mind. But I don't think he's losing faith in those guys.
Maybe he needs to just get that one interception out the way. Honestly,
What?
like just get that one interception out the way. Just get it out the way.
Everything. He need to stay flawless.
He can stay flawless, but he gonna have to pass.
You don't play in the postseason too much, so if he could,
he just gotta relax a little bit. Like he's got to stay. I mean, obviously he's like the most calm quarterback in the league when it comes to facial expressions, but damn well in his mind he's like tripping out or something.
Yeah, I don't think he's losing faith either. I just think again he's definitely banged up. I mean, his knee got banged up. We're at that point in the season, but again, our formula's working. He broke that big 44-yard run. He could have went down right when he felt somebody around his ankle, but he decided to take off. He saw the space, so he's part of the running game. He's part of that. He's part of that aspect of the offense too. When you talk about the offense as a whole.
Yeah, he definitely got the intangibles.
Yeah, his leg, he's too banged up. He ran and then he finished the game. People are concerned about his knee for next week, but he finished the game. That's all.
That's gonna linger, bro. Yeah. That's actually, if we're gonna get into that, that's the thing that I'm worried about the most this week is his injury. Because damn well, like the Eagles try to hide injuries. They've done it ever since I was born, and they're gonna keep doing it. So I hope it's not as big as a factor as I think it is.
I think if it was more serious, I think he would have went out. I think he would have went out after the game. I think he would have been at least to not. I think he would because remember when he had the concussion, obviously he can't come back in. They already had Pickett and McKee in there, so they knew they could run to them if they had to. If Jalen could not go out there, I don't think they would have put him out there. I just think with a full week of rest, I think he should be good for Sunday.
Yeah, they also maybe have him sit out Wednesday.
Yeah, because AJ's knee is definitely bothering him for sure. That's for sure. We could all agree on that. Now we got this issue. You understand?
Yeah, we can definitely all agree that we're a little bit more banged up than the Commanders right now. I think we can all agree on that. But at the end of the day, this team, I think they got it at the end of the day because didn't Jalen have an injury in 2022? He had an injury then. He still was able to move. Yeah. So
what was wrong with him then?
Shoulder.
He said the shoulder.
That's when he got sacked. Like he took a sack. I forgot who landed on him, and he got injured.
Yeah, that was against the Saints.
Yeah, Saints. Yeah, somebody.
It was the Bears against the Bears.
It was the Bears. Yeah, it was that soldier. Yeah.
Stevie said the weather was insane during the third quarter and the wind was blowing insanely hard.
Oh yeah, whoever was at the link, that was one for the ages. Whoever was there, man, you're never gonna forget that. You started off with no snow, and you ended with a bunch of it.
Bro, that game, I know, Thomas, you will never forget that game, bro. Looking at the videos like Barstool Philly was posting of people like they're recording while they're in the game, bro. I would have killed somebody to be at that game.
Yeah. That's definitely one of those games you wish you were at.
Yeah, for sure.
That was wild, bro. Let's see what Vincent said.
When he hit Devontae that was a classic Devontae catch until he got derailed. Feel me? When they got the flag, but that was about
catching that ball.
Devontae catch. You feel me? Those are the throws that if he makes that throw and then the AJ 40-yard throw, I mean that's at least 70 yards right there.
That's What did he have? He had 130 yards, I think.
Yeah,
I can pull it up.
128 or 131 something in that.
128, but yeah, it was two drops, and one of them got called back on the illegal man downfield.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was the Goddard, the screen.
Yeah, that was the 25-yard touchdown.
I forgot about that one. That's why you're right. So he would have been well over 200 yards for sure for the day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm not worried about the passing game or nothing like that. I just need timely throws to be made, and he making timely throws, but drops and penalties and all that, you got to factor that in too.
He was
Yeah, and
doing.
then
He
you
was
got
hitting
the weather.
Saquon on a check down also too. I mean, I don't know how comfortable he was throwing, fully but he was letting letting it throw some, far throws. But he was hitting the check down a lot. I noticed that with Saquon. He hit the check down a couple of times. Like, he usually don't do that.
Yeah, he hit Kenny
The other
Gainwell.
thing is that those sacks, like that's another thing. Those sacks on third down or second, it was a lot of sacks on second down. Like that's depleting to an offense, bro. When you're, second and whatever, and then or second and manageable, and then you take a sack, and now you're third and 18. Like then you got to draw up a play for that, like stuff like that we got to work on too. I know the snow played a big factor in that, but like,
Yeah,
damn,
you're right.
every other play.
Would you call that on Kellen, or would you say that's Hurts, or
That's
just both?
Jalen.
I mean,
I think it's a
It's a
little bit of the
mix.
O line too, a little bit
A
of the
little
O
bit.
line as well. So
And we could sit here and say it's the snow, but at the end of the day, it is partially on the O line. But then Jalen does have to do a better job. I'm gonna defend him forever, but he's got to do a better job at getting the ball out.
but listen to this though, like, because we was thinking about each other, Scott, during the game, and I heard a lot of people say throw the ball, but Jalen, he buys time. Like, you got to let him create a little bit. That's what come with it. He's gonna take sacks because he's trying to buy time and trying to create something. So we can't have it both ways. So he had 7 rushes for 70 yards.
Yeah,
that's part of it too, like getting out the pocket, and picking up yards here and there. But yeah, the sacks come with it. But I agree with what you're saying at the end of the day, because he do got to let it rip. Like, either you throwing it away or you getting rid of it. But that's Jalen.
I mean, I'll take a sack over a turnover any day. Don't get me wrong. But do you think it's all about creativity, or do you think a little bit of it is him worried about turning the ball over?
Yeah, for sure.
A little, but
I
don't know.
I can see the turnovers.
But Scotty's right though, because he cost us twice. He took 2 sacks on third down and knocked us out of field goal range. Twice he did it in that game, and then he took the safety. So if you really think about it, he did make 3 crucial mistakes for holding on to the ball. But like Antoine said, it comes with it. The 70 rushing yards and the scrambling and the improvised TDs, it comes with that territory with taking sacks.
Yeah.
But
who's number 7? Is that Becton?
That's Becton.
That's Becton.
Becton is a fridge. He's like a fridge out there. He's like a fridge.
He's a beast. Except for that illegal man downfield, but whatever.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Where it's a little bit on the O line, because they had a few penalties on them too. Like, we already beat them, but we got to be real though. The Rams' defensive line did come to play. Like,
but they were on a historic run.
I will admit that.
I'm gonna say this real quick too. I don't want to spend too much time on this guy, but I spent before the game, I spent the last 3-4 days absolutely hating Jared Verse. But I'll tell you this, that man earned some of my respect, because you come into the link talking trash like that, and then you back it up. Not a lot of people can do that, bro.
And he hit the Hassan Reddick celebration on us too, though.
Yeah, well,
thumbs down.
He's still a bum. That's why they threw snowballs at him.
I thought he was just doing. I didn't even realize he was doing Hassan.
He took snowballs to the mitt after the game too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but he backed it up.
That's a sign of respect that he did something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Jake Elliott, how y'all feeling about Jake Elliott now? Like,
how do you make a 48-yarder but miss 2 PATs?
Yeah, like that's kind of where I'm at now. I got a question. Are you more concerned about Jalen's health or Jake Elliott?
Jalen.
Yeah.
Jalen?
Because the quarterback being healthy, that's the most important thing, bro. I mean, obviously we may need a kicker in a late game situation or whatever, but I don't know. I don't trust Kenny Pickett in the playoffs.
Right. And I still feel the same about Jake Elliott as I did going into the game last week. I saw you, Scott. I saw you.
What'd I do?
Every time you lined up the kick, you put your head down.
I couldn't watch, bro. This was every time he lined up. I couldn't watch it.
Nah, it's hard to watch, bro. But
it is.
I'm more concerned with Jalen. I'm more concerned with Jalen's health, though.
Yeah,
I'm still on the fence.
I agree with what Vincent's saying
too. Trust me, when the Commanders, I got a lot to say about them.
I'm gonna play the devil's advocate on Vincent's. That's a good comment, Vincent. But you could say the same thing, vice versa too. They see us, they know how to defeat us. But I will say, I think AJ I don't know why, but I think AJ poised for a monster game on Sunday. Monster game. Like best playoff game he's ever had. Because with those 2 drops, you know how AJ responds to adversity.
Mhm.
He may do his little spiritual rituals or whatever throughout the week, but I think AJ's gonna snap. I think
The
Kellen
weekly
Moore's gonna
reading.
call him a lot of plays.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see that.
Yeah, I think Quinyon should be playing too, but
He said he will.
Scary Terry cooked them last time.
Yeah, that is true.
Worried about that any?
What do you have?
I just
Like
think Vic
140?
Fangio has him though. I think Vic
Yeah, now we
Fangio,
had
he's seen
no.
him
Don't
twice
worry.
already.
I'm not even too worried about the Commanders in that last game because once again, to me, that was a fluke game. C.J. Gardner-Johnson going out, Jalen out, like a lot of things. The momentum was swinging. It was 21-7 after the first quarter. Like a lot of things, they scored 22 fourth quarter points to beat us. Devontae had to drop the third down throw. Everything, 10 strings had to get pulled for them to beat us. You understand? So I'm ready to overwhelm them on Sunday.
The only thing
a lot
that
of things
I would
had to
say
go right
this.
for them.
100 things had to go right for them. And
The thing that I don't
22
understand,
fourth quarter points.
that late, like why? I think you were about to bring this up, Jay, maybe, but that second to last drive from Matt Stafford and the Rams, I don't understand if the pass, the rush game is working, our rush defense, and we're getting sacks, we're getting to the quarterback, we're deflecting the ball. Why drop into prevent? Not that it was prevent, but like cover 3, we just let them march up the field and score a touchdown and almost let them do it again. So, like, to me, I don't understand what Vic Fangio is trying to do there in that situation. It's just stupid to me. I know you don't want to let them beat you over the top, but they never did.
Yeah, the same thing. The Commanders beat us the same way on a little 2-minute drill at the end.
Exactly,
The
bro.
same exact way. Same, and we spoke about it before, pregame, postgame, all the time about the defense getting lax at the end of the game. Like, I understand they're tired, but it's also the play calling. Because Scotty's right. They have a prevent defense preventing the big play. He just takes a couple chunks down, underneath. Next thing you know, he's in field goal territory already, and he's already on the other side. He's already on,
They don't make no
inside the
sense.
30. It makes no sense to try to prevent a home run when they're gonna Matthew Stafford. I'm not gonna lie, I give him credit for throwing for 324 in the snow, and like Slay said after the post game, he told them he's seen every coverage. We're not gonna be able to fool him, so we have to be on our assignments. Because trust me, he knows every single coverage there is. Once you're in the league that long, that's the type of quarterback you become. And he was dicing it up for a second. He was making them throws in the snow.
I like that. That's a good take. That's a real good take. I think y'all are kind of right on that because when Saquon made that big run at the end, I'm looking at the timeout. I was like, dang, I wish he would have. If you could slide at any time, just slide at the 1 yard line.
Nah.
Slide at the 1. Just slide at the 1.
When he was running, I was like, he ain't stopping now.
Nah, yeah, for real. Because, hey, that crossed my mind too, Warren, because I thought the same thing. Like, go ahead and go down. But then I was like, we might not score.
Yeah.
So,
like,
go ahead and score.
Never know.
Go ahead and score.
When he started beating on his helmet, that got me hyped, bro.
Yeah.
Man.
I don't know what it was about that little helmet smack. That turned me up.
Also,
he said he has
to
like calm himself down.
When he saw Jared Verse behind him, he gave like a little shimmy. Like when he noticed, he went like this, like want the ball.
Come and get it. Yeah, I like that.
Saquon is a dog, bro.
That's a good point, Vincent.
21 points was, what did he say?
He said 21 points was taken off the board from drops and bad penalties.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Big time, bro. Big time. That's why I don't think stuff like that's not. I don't think that kind of stuff's gonna happen next week. I think we're gonna, do what we got to do in practice, take care of that, and hopefully no snow. I'm praying for no snow this week.
Yeah, I don't want it to be.
We don't need that. That
we had
affects the game too much. I'd rather it be cold as hell, but not.
And another thing that people were saying all week is that like the Eagles have the advantage in the snow. But what I don't think people understand is that these guys are not from Philadelphia. Like they're all from down south. Like they didn't grow up playing in the snow. Like it's the only advantage is for the fans.
Yeah. I think the only one that had the best advantage was Saquon. I think Saquon had the best advantage out of everybody because Jalen's from Texas.
Drops the shady. Drops the shady.
Yeah. Running backs have running backs have the advantage of snow. Is you could just march through the ground like what he did. But bro, Jalen checked into those 2 calls. I know you guys seen also.
Yep.
Jalen checked into both those runs. So when we talk about Jalen, and we want to, not us, but people who are on the other side want to talk about him, just know that he set those 2 runs up. When you want to say Saquon's carrying him,
No, that's facts.
I had a screenshot for that. I was going to bring that up too, so I'm glad you did because that's
Yeah.
huge, bro. When you're a quarterback, that's the one thing you cannot say, you cannot take away from Jalen is that he is a smart quarterback, bro. He can read. People keep saying he can't read a defense. What did he just do? Like he read the defense. He checked into an audible. He even said in the post game, he said, as soon as I saw the coverage and I checked to a different play, he said I knew what was going to happen.
but he knew it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that his post game, bro. I think he was a little off a little bit on the post game when they were
What do you mean?
interviewing.
That he was a little lit. They've been
Oh.
saying he a little
Yeah,
lit.
yeah.
Man.
Someone said they were calling him Perk Hurts.
Yeah, Perk. He was a little lit. He came out.
Yeah.
You know what? When he was talking, I was like, he's talking a little too much than normal. Like he don't usually talk this much. Like keep going. Like
Yeah, he became that guy that kind of like lingers on the conversation. And
But
I was
all
like,
that
okay,
talking though, and then they asked him, "Are you going to play next week?" And all he said was, "Yeah."
yeah,
That was it.
that's it. No,
he's got to
That was it.
play. Why wouldn't he? Yeah, like it's kind of like
I don't know, bro. That's what I'm worried about. Yo, let me see what y'all are thinking in the comments. Like, do you think that Jalen Hurts' injury is more serious than they're all making it seem, or not? Because that's something that I'm struggling with mentally.
things happen over the week. Things can get aggravated. Things can be more severe. Like you said, we don't know. We're all in the dark. We just hoping from what we last saw him, walking off the field that he was good, but you just never know. It's an injury.
Never
Yeah,
know.
It could have been bad just because the weather.
Plus
too.
the adrenaline. The adrenaline when you're playing and it's cold like that, your adrenaline gets pumping. Like sometimes it masks the injury a little bit. So
Whatever they give you too, the pain, whatever pain relief they give you at that moment, a shot, whatever they give you, you're gonna finish the day, but who knows, next day, day after that, week later.
they say 2 days after an injury is like when you start feeling it the worst.
Wow.
That's what I heard. I never played football, but
Could be.
But now I remember he hurt his knee in the Cowboy game last year in Philly. I thought he was gonna be out because it was right before halftime, but he came
Yeah.
out moving around like nothing happened. So
He tough.
I didn't tell y'all this,
tough.
but they got some good
Yeah,
stuff.
to want to go back out there. Yeah.
They got some good stuff in
Appreciate
the
you for
NFL.
sharing too.
So Frankie Louvu coming into this game that we have coming up.
Mhm.
Are y'all not concerned that they'll try to take him out because we saw what they did to Jared Goff? We saw that, and he had to go to the blue tent. Do you feel like their goal is to be not to make Jalen pass, but to make Jalen scared to run?
Right.
Like, do y'all feel like that's probably their objective going into this game, make him afraid to run? Because I don't think Jalen wants to get hit like that again. I truly feel like this is going to be a heavy pass game just because, like, not even the critics or anything, but it's just a game where he has to use his arm this game. Like, it's nothing dealing with the Commanders or anything like that. It's just simply so he can save his health. Like, I would like to see them
100%.
blow them out and then just, like, sit out at least the last, 5 minutes of the fourth quarter? Like, just have a straight-up blowout game. Like, we can have that happen.
That'd be nice.
I would love that. Antoine knows that would keep me chill.
That's what was about to happen when we was playing them in their home. I'm telling you, it was about to the blow. When you watching the game, you're like, it's gonna be a long day. But then as soon as Jalen went out, Pickett came and then went 14. They still didn't feel secure because he can't manage a game like Jalen can. It's 21-7 after the first quarter, and they couldn't hold on to that.
Yep.
Yeah. I just want to see how Jalen's going to respond. I think that goes a little bit with the injury that you're talking about, Scott. We just want to see how he's going to respond after this game because when was the last time a team like took him out like that and then he played him like in the same season? Like So I just want to see how he's going to respond. That's going to answer a lot of questions to me about what type of quarterback we got.
But the other thing is too is that like we were talking about off air. The Commanders in the last 7 games have a bottom 5 run defense. So we keep talking about it's going to be a huge pass game, which I think it will. I think Jalen will throw for over 200, but Saquon ran for 150 on this team both times, and they've been getting worse in the run defense. So I think I think it's going to be a good game for Saquon too.
It's a great take, Scott. It's a great take.
Yeah,
They run
they
defensive
said
back
on
quicker.
they said on Wednesday when the Eagles played the Commanders the first game, Jalen threw for I think it was like two. I think it was
It was
like
one of
two
his better
something.
games. Yeah.
He threw for 220.
221, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, 221 on them, and Jaden Daniels only threw for 191. So like
But then he threw for
that,
like 270 on us the second time, but that was when CJ went out.
Yeah,
yeah.
remember
So that's
in the first time he played us. Remember the 70 yards came on that last drive. Remember?
Yeah.
So remember
Yeah.
that he had like 90 something yards going into that last drive, not even the fourth quarter. So
But we didn't even know he was gonna play that first game because he had the rib injury. So
Mm-hmm.
you
That's
gotta
true.
factor that in.
we could account that because he's been balling ever since supposedly he's healthy. So we'll actually equate that. You're right.
But who do y'all think need to be the best player on Philly for us to win
on just overall
on the offensive side?
on offense.
Jalen Hurts.
I think honestly, I think Dallas Goedert. I think Dallas Goedert got to come in correct, and I say that just because they didn't see Dallas Goedert last game, and I feel like Dallas Goedert he's our threat. Like
Yes.
you gonna be covering Devontae and AJ, but Dallas Goedert gets slept on a lot.
Yeah.
Like
I would say AJ, like Scotty said, AJ is the one we need that element of our offense back. Like we need that element back. So I feel like we need him to shine out of everybody on the offense. Like obviously you need Jalen. That's the obvious answer. But I would say AJ Brown got to be the one to really, take over because he does well against Washington. So does Devontae. They usually do well against the Commanders.
Right. Well, going off what
is Lattimore starting?
Said, oh no, he should be.
What?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. What Darren just commented. That's what I was saying. That's why I think it's still going to be a good game for Saquon.
Yeah,
he has the
I
potential
say
to go
Saquon. Saquon got to lead the way again.
Oh yeah, he's gonna. We cannot wreck the ship right now. The thing is,
everybody else can be okay.
Mid comment is wild.
Yeah, mid comment.
Mid comment is crazy. All right, so we're gonna ignore that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, what were you about to say? And let's ask everybody in the comments too. Like, who do y'all expect to have that big game on the offensive side? Like I said, Dallas Goedert. Who did you have, Scott? AJ?
I mean, I said if I were to pick the obvious answer, it would be Jalen. But yeah, I think after those two drops, AJ has to come correct.
Scotty got me ready to go crazy on FanDuel if AJ. I think AJ gonna have his day.
Take the over.
Yeah, I think AJ gonna have his day.
I truly feel like AJ's big day is gonna be if we go to the Super Bowl. It's gonna be
just remove Antoine
from the Super Bowl when AJ goes off.
Just remove him from the screen real quick.
Yeah, but I think I truly feel like that's probably gonna be when AJ goes off is the Super Bowl. That's just my personal opinion. I kind of want him to just chill for a little bit. But if we asking Jalen to have a crazy pass game, we're gonna have to rely on AJ.
You're saying we're gonna win?
Yeah. He said, I think y'all overthinking the injury. He'll be fine and ready to go Sunday. Yeah.
I hope.
And I agree. I agree with Gary. Like, I think he's gonna be fine going into the game. But like I said, I feel like the Commanders' goal is to, I'm not gonna say hurt, but bruise them up.
Never know.
I feel like, I feel like that's their objective is to make him afraid to run. I think Jalen gonna run regardless, just because Jalen is Jalen, bro. Like, but I just feel like that's gonna be their goal is to get Jalen, make him feel every time that he gets hit, make him regret.
If he does run though, like he's got to go down. Ain't no like trying to juke the defender.
Slide.
Like, bro, just go down, bro. Slide.
He's
pretty
smart with the sliding. Some days he invites the contact. I notice he picks and chooses, but I see him, sliding, But I think he should be good also too. I think he finished the last game. He went off his own 2 feet. I think he should be all right. We just hope during the week of practice, everything, the maintenance of the knee is all right.
Yeah, no, that's facts. I got a question for y'all. So y'all saw how it was last year. We see how things are this year. Would you put the Eagles' success so far? How much of that goes to Nick Sirianni? And I want to get y'all's feedback in the comments too. How much of that would you give that to Nick Sirianni? And Jay, if you want to go first, I just want
Yeah.
y'all's thoughts on
Well,
that.
when we started this in the beginning of the season, and even in the midseason, I still even by the bye, I wasn't too sure of him. It was things about maybe he might get fired if they come out of the bye, we can start losing. But I'm not gonna lie to you, he has my full respect at this point. There's no way I shouldn't have even given him respect with his track history, his wins and losses. Right now, he's riding the ship the right way. Last season collapsed. We don't know what happened. I feel like it made him a better coach. I think he's really galvanizing this room. There's a lot of things going on in this team right now. I just think everybody wants to play for him. I just think he's doing a great job as a coach. I have no problems with Nick Sirianni at this point. I give him a lot of the credit for where we're at this point.
Yeah. What do you think, Scott?
I mean, Jay made a great point. That's exactly what I was going to say, especially with the season collapsing last year. To be able to bounce back from that, like in sports, that rarely ever happens, bro. Like we had people saying, "Oh, Nick Sirianni's soft, he's weak, he lost the locker room, this and that." We're back in the NFC Championship game. Like that's pretty damn insane. So I give him a lot of credit. I think he's a leader of men. He keeps the locker room. He's a player's coach. The players love him. They're going to go to bat for him. When you have a guy like that leading your team, whether he's making calls or not, whatever, he's doing a great job, and I definitely appreciate everything he's doing. So nothing bad to say about him right now.
Nothing.
What about you, Antoine? What's your thoughts on Nick?
Yeah, I think Nick doing a hell of a job. Like what Scott had said earlier, like being able to be a head coach means being a leader of men. And he can lead men, you know what I'm saying? So Mike Tomlin got his way of leading, and Nick Sirianni got his way of doing it. So he's a hell of a motivator. So
Yeah.
He's not a play caller. He's not an offensive genius. He's not a defensive guru. He just a leader of men, and everybody like playing for him. So I like what he's doing. Two NFC championships in 3 years. A lot of fan bases can't say that.
A lot of coaches can't say that. No, that's facts. That's a good point. I was I forgot what I was watching this on, but it was showing Nick Sirianni, his old college coach. I guess he has the most winning games ever in a college season. I don't think it's a big college or anything like that. But the biggest thing that Nick said that he learned from that coach is everybody playing as a team. And I think that's something that Nick is inherited, and he feels like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who we go up against. As long as they going in as a team, they're gonna come out with a W. And I think that's what he's trying to put into this team and pass it down. So I kind of like the route that they're going. I personally think the Eagles are trying to change up a lot of the way that we see the NFL right now. Like they're trying to show that instead of throwing the deep ball, you can just run it. Like the same way Saquon makes those exploding runs, people are doing that with the deep ball, bro. Like we don't need to throw the ball. We can just have Saquon run. And actually when he's running, it's less risk because you don't have to worry about an interception. So I'm liking the narrative that they're trying to change if they can go that far with it, showing that a running back is valuable in the NFL. So that's kind of the way that I'm looking at this. But
yeah,
yeah,
I completely agree.
But moving forward, so we got to talk about the other championship game going on too, Bills and Chiefs. First, who y'all got? Second, how do y'all feel the outcome of this game is going to be?
I'm gonna go with the
Scott.
Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs.
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. Chiefs. I mean, until I see otherwise, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. Josh Allen might be MVP, having a hell of a season, but they in Arrowhead. It's Pat Mahomes. They got the machine behind them. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs, bro.
It's so hard to pick them. It's so hard. It's so hard. Everything he said is right. So I have to say, as much as I like the Bills too, because of my nephew up there in Buffalo and stuff, it's just
go with the Bills.
I can't. I would. He got to. If he could be Superman, he could be Superman. If he could beat the refs and Kansas City, he could do it. But you just know how it is playing up there. They get in every call. I'm
You know
sorry to
how it go.
say it. I'm sorry to use that as an excuse, but it's on full display at this point. But I do want that rematch if the Eagles could clear and if they could clash. That's people call me crazy for wanting that rematch, but that's the rematch I've been wanting for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, also think about it like this too. Which Super Bowl looks more interesting though? The Chiefs Eagles or Chiefs Commanders?
But you got to also factor in Buffalo. Buffalo could go in there too. Buffalo.
Well,
Could,
and vice versa, like
yeah.
Buffalo Eagles, Buffalo Commanders.
I just think
Which
the
one?
best
Which one looks
matchup
more
would be
interesting to
if you
y'all?
hypothetically speaking. I just think Eagles dethroning the Chiefs for when they're trying to get the three-peat and get in there
The
and get
get
back.
back.
I think that's the story right there. That would be the best out of everything. Obviously, the rookie quarterback doing it, but it's just how much can you expect? You think Jaden Daniels could come in and win on the link on Sunday?
No,
No.
I don't
Be
think he can
honest
come
with
to
you.
the link. No, I don't think he can come to the link. I think the media is underestimating our defense. Every time I hear somebody say if the Eagles go into a shootout, bro, we in the postseason now. We got 2 more games. We got 3 more NFL games.
And we ain't seen a
The
shootout
Eagles,
yet.
yeah, we haven't needed to get into a shootout. So like the fact that people are still like carrying this flag with them that we need to go in a shootout, they don't know who
No, we
Quinyon
don't.
Mitchell is. They don't know who Slay is. They don't know who CJ. They don't know about Blankenship. Like I'm tired of hearing that, bro. I really am. Like if the Eagles go into a shootout, we won't allow a shootout. We don't allow that.
I wouldn't
Just
mind seeing Eagles Bills Super Bowl,
Me too.
but
That's what I would like to see.
I do want to knock off the Chiefs though. If we were to make it,
The thing
Imagine
is,
not.
like
Could
the
you imagine
Bills,
that? Could you
Bills are
imagine
the
waking
only.
up on Monday knowing that the Eagles beat the Chiefs and we really got that holding call back? Like, and they got no three-peat.
it'll be worth it.
It'll be worth
yeah.
everything.
It'll
The
be worth
What are you
it.
Bills is
about to
gonna
say,
have
Scott?
hella heartbreak if they play the
The
Eagles.
only thing is that the Bills are the only team in the NFL to beat the Chiefs this year. I mean, I'm not counting the game where they all sat out the last game of the season,
Mhm.
but if anybody can do it, it is definitely the Bills. But the thing is, bro, they're gonna have to whoop their ass because you know damn well Vegas is in on that. The refs are in on that. I don't
Man,
care. I'm gonna say it.
oh,
It could be an
you got
excuse or whatever, but bro, I watched
safeties.
after watching that
State Farm's
Texans
in on
game.
that.
After watching that Texans game, bro, that was bullshit. Like those calls, that was I couldn't even. I almost turned the game off like 10 times, bro. So if the Bills want it, they're gonna have to like
Win it,
demolish them.
Take it.
win it, like
Yeah,
They're
win it
going to have to take it.
definitively.
Nah, for
Yeah,
sure.
they're going to have to take it. And it's got to be one of those where the refs can't save them out of it. Like,
yeah.
do you feel like the Bills defense can stop the
Nah,
Chiefs offense? That's
especially not a 2 minute. Like, nah.
the crazy thing about it.
Out of all 4 defenses left, the Eagles are the best way by a mile. You understand?
Yeah.
The Chiefs defense is good, but
Right.
the Chiefs defense is not as good as the Eagles defense.
Nah.
We know we can't even. Let's not. We can't even go there. The best defense that's
We got
left.
the best defense in the NFL, bro. We have the best defense, and I'm just frustrated that it gets slept on. But I'm kind of
Yeah.
glad it gets slept on because then when we actually like perform and people see us, that's when they're like, damn, okay.
But as much as they talk about Saquon, the other reason why we're here is because of the defense, brother. Consistently throughout the game, all they do is give the offense opportunity. Consistently, all year they've been doing it. All year since
Yeah.
week 4. Well, since week 4, let's say after week 4, week 6.
Yeah, no, that's facts. So I don't think I picked yet, but I think I'm gonna go Chiefs. Just because, like y'all said, the get back. Like
Yeah.
we gotta have that get back. And it'll be the best type of get back because we're stopping them from a three-peat.
Yeah.
Like it's literally stopping them from three-peat. Because we doing this for Jason Kelsey, we doing this for Fletcher Cox, we doing it for Brandon Graham if he comes back. We doing it for a lot of people that missed out on that.
Yeah,
Hell,
Kelsey
we doing it for Bradbury. We doing it for Bradbury, bro. So
No, we're not. No, we're not.
We're doing it for
Bradbury.
Kobe Dean. We're doing it for Dean.
Do it for Bradbury.
Do it for Bradbury.
Imagine that.
Hey,
I ain't
Imagine
gonna
that.
hold
Like,
you. I ain't
became
gonna
a,
hold you.
Yeah.
Bradbury did get us to the Super Bowl that year with his play, so we got to do it for Bradbury a little.
Yeah, you got to do it for Bradbury.
He ain't deserve that flag. I know that. He ain't deserve that flag.
We doing it for Hassan Reddick.
Imagine we get to the Super Bowl. We're playing the Chiefs. We're up by 15 with a minute left, and they sub Bradbury in. It's a holding call.
Now, you know what'll be funny if he's active on game day. Like, you know,
that would be insane, bro.
He's coming in the game today.
That's straight up wild. Now, what if Patrick Mahomes steps out and they put Carson Wentz in there? Because he is his backup.
Oh, wow.
I completely did not think about
He ain't gonna do nothing.
He ain't gonna
He's not
do
doing
nothing. You
nothing.
see when he played that last game, man, that was his confidence. It's not even the injury thing. It's a confidence thing with him. He was just bad.
He lost his manhood, bro.
It was
He's not even a man no more.
Imagine Carson Wentz going at Bradbury for the game winner.
Yo, I'm not watching football ever again.
One of them got to make a play.
Oh man.
Yeah, that would be wild. But yeah, I think what's y'all score predictions on that game? If y'all were to give a score prediction, on the Chiefs-Bills game.
I got one. I give you one, a simple one. I give you 2017.
Yeah, 2017.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all give us y'all score predictions on the Chiefs-Bills game too. Watching, 2017.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Low scoring. Ain't gonna be too much. There's not too many hitters.
It's definitely gonna be low scoring too. I don't know. The last time they played each other, I think it was high scoring, but yeah, I would say probably somewhere around like 24-17. Chiefs.
Yeah, I say 24-13 Chiefs.
Mm-hmm. Damn, you think Josh Allen is gonna score 13 points over there?
Yeah, bro. I think they're gonna figure out a way to stop the run.
He be on his Superman thing, bro. I'm telling you, sometimes Josh Allen just starts going crazy. But can you beat Mahomes and can you beat his friends at the refs? I don't know.
Yeah, Richard says 17-10. Like
that's something I can see.
But Richard, who's winning though? He said I want the Bills.
But 10 points is low, man.
I say 26-20.
26.
No, he said I want the Bills, but the Chiefs. So he thinks Chiefs 17-10.
Yeah, so that means the Bills will score 10.
That would be a boring game though.
That'd probably be a lot of defense. Cole. Their games. It'd probably be.
Because I see the Chiefs moving the ball on them all game, but not coming up with touchdowns. So they'll probably get 4 field goals and 2 touchdowns.
You want to know what I noticed that made the Chiefs like kind of a threat the last 2 years? Pacheco isn't really doing that much this year. It's more Hunt doing a lot of the running, and then I saw Pacheco. I think he only had 6-7 touches, and that was it. Pacheco was our threat. I think it was Pacheco the reason why we also lost the Super Bowl was because of him. We couldn't stop him, bro.
Nah.
Hey, Pacheco.
It was the same play. It was the same play touchdowns that beat
the
us.
punt and the punt return too. Can you let a guy like Kadarius Toney have the moment of his life on you? Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pacheco, he had big plays, but he didn't beat us.
Yeah.
Appreciate
he
you,
just
Nicky.
came back from that injury and he's just weak. He can't do nothing with the ball.
Yeah, it's true. He came back from the injury. He has not been the same this season.
Nah, he haven't.
Yeah.
But Kareem Hunt, on the other hand, he's been picking up the slack in that area.
But their running game is not really that strong. They rely on
their running game. It's nothing crazy, but he'll find the end zone.
Short gains. They be on 3rd and 1. They get a couple yards in. But Kareem Hunt, I think he scored. I don't know last week or the week before that. He scored in one. Yeah.
Travis Kelce comes out of nowhere with these games.
I was just about to say, bro, he's quiet all season, and then
do you think right now this Travis Kelce with a top-notch ball on him would be living like that right now?
He's definitely not. What he put up on Texas, or Houston, he put up
but
he's
not doing plays, that. He was wide open,
wide open.
Almost like they just was not worried about him, and they was just let him
about him.
I'm telling you, he was wide open a lot of those plays. He's not gonna make them contested catches once the Eagles defense, if we do get to play them ever again, in his face.
So would Coop be on him? So would Coop be on Travis Kelce?
Nah.
Linebacker. You don't want a safety on the side. You better get a linebacker on there maybe, but Depends.
I mean, Zach
Coop
Bond.
could cover a lot of people, man.
Zach Bond can hold him.
Yeah, Coop looked like he.
So Travis Kelce had 117 yards against the Texans.
Yeah, I don't see him doing
That
that
was a
against us.
season
What do you have,
high.
2 touchdowns?
Season high, I'm pretty sure.
One
That's definitely
touchdown.
a season high. 1 touchdown.
Yeah, and I think his longest this season was a 49-yard pass to him. So
That was in the
reception.
game. Yeah, they said that was his
Yeah,
longest reception of the year in the
Yeah.
game. He's not the
yeah,
same player he
but
was. They don't really have a true offensive threat. Like Hollywood Brown been getting behind the defense a little bit. I've been watching him, but they don't have a true like somebody who's gonna really make you want to double him the whole game, or you have to spread it out because it's Patrick Mahomes you got to worry about him getting him off his spot and getting comfortable because he's the one distributing the ball.
I feel
And
you on
Xavier
that. But then
Worthy
at the
made
same
those.
time, anyone can go off though. Like
Yeah.
Hopkins can go off at any time. Xavier can go off at any time.
Yeah, but
Like they
Xavier
can't.
Worthy, I'm telling you, I've watched them. They're not scary. They're not like you watch them.
Oh yeah.
You watch Xavier like opposed to like they're not intimidating. Actually, Josh Allen in the way he's been playing is a little bit more intimidating than how the Chiefs been playing. So we cannot be surprised if he goes in and wins this game because he's been playing Superman the whole year.
Yeah.
He has nobody really, bro. He has nobody. He has Shakir's his best receiver, and that's his top receiver basically. And then
What's his name?
And Keon
Amari
Coleman.
Cooper.
Yeah, Keon Coleman. He's a rookie, but he contributes. He's more relies on the tight ends and on Cook and himself.
True.
But
I feel like that's the reason why it's going to be hard for them to win, though, too.
Their running game, like Scotty was about to say, is on point too.
Ray Davis or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Ray Davis.
He was snapping the other day.
No, that's
they
fact.
They have a running game for sure. They have a two-head monster running game plus Josh Allen. If you want to add him onto that, similar kind of to what we got, except we got the receivers and we got a one tight end instead of their 2 tight ends.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I just don't think they got enough to beat the Chiefs, though. Not in Arrowhead in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He has to be Superman and a half. He got to play the best game of his life, honestly. And that's hard to say.
She said no sound. Can you hear us now? I was gonna say, if y'all were to play DC for the Eagles, who are you getting to spy on Jaden Daniels to stop him from running?
A spy?
Yeah.
I mean, we need Zach Bond out there, so I don't know if I would put him as spy. Probably like Oren.
I don't think he's fast.
Oren Burks, but I don't think he's fast enough.
Okay. I don't know if he's fast. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about Burks too.
Zach Bond is fast enough.
He did make a few plays though. He did make a couple plays in the game that was warranted.
He did really good, yeah.
And we did say, what if he gets a full week of preparation? Because he wasn't a liability at all. Really, he gave up maybe a couple plays, but he didn't. He made a couple tackle for loss. I saw him. I definitely saw him making moves.
Now, Zach Bond, I think he would be a good spy for him, but I don't want to take Zach Bond out the.
That's the thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Me neither.
Like, I know he got the speed to do it because on that 4th down when he beat him to the sideline, he got the speed to do it, but I wouldn't want him to be there. I don't know, bro.
That's a tough one.
I don't want to take the gene off either.
Yeah, because it's gonna.
Probably got to mix it.
You would definitely. It can't be just one person the whole time. Like it would have to depend on the coverage.
CJ Reed.
Yeah, I was about to say, what about CJ though? Like,
you don't want to take him out of coverage,
but he's fast though. If they studying them like they are and they kind of know what to look for. But CJ has the issue tackling though sometimes as well. So I was thinking Nolan Smith maybe.
Nah,
I think they should play CJ
Nolan
more. You saw he filled up one of the gaps too. He had a great tackle on one. I think they need to play him more down too sometimes and let him play more instead. Be a box safety more inside.
Oh yeah, that was Burks that had that knockdown too.
Yeah. You see, they need to come up with these packages more where he's playing on near the D line more.
Yeah. So Richard says Cooper DeJean. Like that.
I don't want to take him out of coverage. I don't want to take him out of coverage.
especially in the
that's tough.
nickel. That's why I think it would be best, in my opinion. I think Oren Burks would probably be, even though he's not fast enough. You're not trying to take
Yeah,
anybody else
you
out
just
of
have to
coverage.
continue. You really not just. You just got to make sure he don't get the edge on you. You feel me? Once the
Right.
edge is set, you just got to
You just
stay
gotta show
around.
yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
show
know,
them that you're there.
But he likes to roll out though too. Jaden Daniels is like loves to roll out. So like just like how they talk about Jalen rolling off to the left, like Jaden Daniels has that same move that he makes.
Yeah.
So
Somebody needs to smash his VR headset.
yeah, but his offensive line is gonna have their hands full because Jalen Carter right now is playing out of his mind. Jalen Hunt is emerging. Nolan Smith is beyond emerging. Like all of these players are playing at Mojo got to say, everybody is contributing on that line. Jalen Carter is really the guy. He's the engine of that defensive line. So Jaden Daniels wants to roll out. There's instant pressure right away once the ball is snapped.
yeah, that's a good point. That's a good
Instant
point, Jay.
chaos. It's instant chaos for any quarterback.
Yeah, but
I'm excited to see Jalen Carter.
I don't think pressure go work this game. Like we gotta get him to the ground.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
gotta get him to the ground.
Hey, I heard somebody say he really ain't gotten hit for real. If you
Oh
really
no,
think about it.
he got hit that last game out of bounds. They sent him
Nah, I'm
flying.
talking about.
He
I'm
needs to
talking
get hit
about
on the
like
field. You mean probably?
yeah. He needs Jalen Carter on him, or
That's what I'm
Bill
saying, bro. I
Williams,
don't want Jalen
or put
like
Jordan Davis on him. Like,
don't be picking him up. Like tackle him. I don't need
actually, I
you
want Jalen.
taking.
I want Jalen Carter to pick him up because he
right?
did that in college. Yeah,
I saw
Yeah,
that graphic
you-
today.
but you got to get the first time. Don't pick him up the first time. First time, hit him where it hurts, and then second time, pick him up, take him up top, do
Yeah,
whatever
no,
you
but I
want to do.
saw that graphic today. When Georgia played LSU, he actually picked Jaden Daniels up and put one in the air. Like
Yeah.
I thought I'm like, yo, is this for real? And I actually watching it. It's for real.
Do it again.
he said, "Sorry, Jalen Carter just needs to take him out of the game."
See, that's what I'm saying. My dad knows. It's that Eagles fan
That's
mentality, bro.
Pops.
Hit him where it hurts.
Hey,
He need a record.
Jalen.
He
I
got
think
game.
Jalen
I am
Carter
excited
gonna
to
bruise
see
him
him
up.
though. I'm excited to see Carter line up against that backup. I think he's gonna go to work.
Yeah, for sure.
He
They gonna
is
be
our
trying to do
game
the
record,
same.
bro.
They gonna be trying to do the same with Jalen. They gonna try to take
Exactly.
Yeah, but they
That's
got
true.
Mylata, they got Becton, they got different wall to face than what we gotta face. I just think our defensive line versus their offensive line, the money gotta be on Philly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, our defensive line is good. The only reason why they're stopping us because they're loading the box to stop Saquon. Like
Yeah.
once you take Jalen out the equation,
The
this
defense plays us
honestly
differently.
it's easy. It's easy.
It's
Yeah,
easy
it's
to play
like
defense, load the box
yeah,
and play coverage.
yeah. Once you load the box, like that's easy. Even though Saquon has broken a few times loading the box, it's just we have to have Jalen in the game, and Jalen has to. I'm not saying Jalen hasn't been playing smart, but I feel like this would need to be his best game this whole postseason. Like it
Yeah.
has to be his best game.
Individually, yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
saw
needs
also a
to.
graphic too during that game. Later on in the game where you said about the box and the pressure, they switched their whole defensive philosophy once he went out the game. They were loading up the box. It was
Yep.
less blitzing because they already knew they could just rush forward and get to them because they didn't have to do more because Jalen's not there. So
What's going on, Wayne?
They completely switched their defensive philosophy in that game. That's why that game to me is a fluke.
I like what
Yeah.
Richard said. You gotta punish. Yeah, you gotta punish him, bro. Like he's gotta understand what a NFC Championship game is in Philly. You just got to. I just feel like it's necessary. I think Milton Williams going to get at least 2 sacks. I'm
Think
putting
about
Milton
it. This
Williams
is the
out there.
biggest game of his life at this point. This is not Jalen Hurts' biggest game of his life at this point. He already played that
That's
way.
a
He
good
needs
point.
to get to another Super Bowl for him to
You got to
say
treat it
this-
like it is, though.
Feel me?
But at the same time,
The pressure is on Washington. The pressure is on the Commanders more than it is on us and Jalen Hurts. Jalen is. We
That's
know what
true.
he can do. We know. I just think we're gonna overwhelm them. I don't want to like downplay them and how they've been playing, but when I factor in how they beat us last time, I cannot respect the win as much as if Jalen was there because they keep
Facts.
putting up that
That's
we
true.
split the series, but they're not putting an
And
asterisk
CJ.
next to it, saying that you beat the backup quarterback, and then our defense was in a disarray. Like, they didn't mention that. And they didn't
No,
mention
that's
you
facts.
needed a miracle in 22 fourth quarter points to win the game. How many teams you ever seen score 22 in the fourth? It doesn't usually happen. Our defense did. I don't know what was going on in that game.
And if you remember, that was the game that Saquon had like 109 or 110 rush yards in the first quarter. And then when Jalen went out, he only had 39 for the rest of the game because all they did was load the box. And we just couldn't get – that was when I think Smitty dropped the ball. Somebody else dropped the ball. Kenny Pickett came in a little rusty. So, like you said, Jay, it was definitely a fluke game. And I don't respect the win. I respect the Commanders. I respect what they're doing. Jaden Daniels is cool, whatever, VR guy, whatever. But come on, bro. You're a rookie. You're coming into the link. The link runs through Philly. Stop playing.
Yes, because he really should be 0-2 versus Philadelphia. Because if Jalen plays that game fully, there's no way they win that game. I'm sorry. They were a blowout was brewing before Jalen got hurt.
Yeah,
that's y'all making a good point. And really, when you really think about it, the only person that's really been in this type of situation is Zach Ertz. Like Zach Ertz is the only person on
Bobby
offense.
Wagner
if you
too.
think about
Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, and Bobby Wagner.
Yeah.
But think about it, like that's just one person. We got a whole O line that's Malata's been there, Lane Johnson's been there. Was Cam Jurgens there? No, Cam wasn't there.
Bro,
Cam wasn't there. But
you know what's good about this team? A lot of players are still from 22, and they know what it takes. That's why we need this roster to get there right now. We need this team to get there because they know what it takes. They're not. It's not the first time around for them. They get to the big one.
Yeah, and just a shout out to this franchise, bro. Like, think about it. In 2020, in 2000, this century, we have like one of the most successful teams like in the league right now.
Yeah.
We may not have the Super Bowl, get that, but we making up for all that right now. But at the end of the day, like we're not a team that's gonna fold and go hiding for a few years and then come back out of nowhere. Like we stay retooling, stay rebuilding our team. So like this
man's Howie.
Yeah, shout out to the office, bro.
Yeah, shout out Howie, man. Howie's the GOAT.
Yeah. Hey, and honestly, Jeffrey Lurie too. Like Jeffrey Lurie could be that type of owner to just be like, yo, as long as the seats are getting filled, I'm happy. But no,
like
bro.
That guy in Dallas.
Like that guy in Dallas and that guy was out there in what's that, Washington? Yeah. I forgot what the team's name was for a second. The
Commodores.
Yeah, bro, I just think the Commodores.
That's what Nikki says.
Got a couple things I'm gonna post. I'm just waiting for the W.
Yeah, bro. Nolan Smith gets a sack. I can see that. Nikki says who the Commanders we're going to crush. Yeah. Yeah.
Nikki got jokes. Nikki got jokes.
Let's see what Wayne talking about. He said my only worry with this game is more play calling. We need to keep Jalen upright. Yeah.
I wish we could get some timing throws in, but that's just not who he is. Like, I wish we could get some 5-7 steps to throw, but we almost never get those with Jalen.
The thing is,
somebody made this comment. What were you about to say?
I was just gonna say, like that safety that Jalen Hurts took. I went back and rewatched that because Darren sent it to me like 4 times, and that was honestly bad play calling. Like, why are we taking 6 steps back and the receivers are on like 4 verticals when we're at the 3 yard? Like that to me, that's like a quick hitch route or a slant or run the ball.
Bergen's got blown up.
What I'd be saying, bro, like
that's I agree with you, Wayne.
That was pretty weak. Look worse than what he acts like. The play calling, bro. Kellen Moore, he would call a play, and he'd be like, "I'm gonna trick him with this one," and the route be like 18 yards down the field. Like, bro, how you gonna trick him running 18-yard routes down the field? Like nothing underneath or nothing. So Jalen just be standing there waiting on it to develop, but you didn't trick nobody, bro, and you got him sacked.
I wish we used the middle of the field more. They don't use the middle of the field. Everything is sideline or short or nothing in the middle of the field. Where's the middle of the field throws? That's what we need.
He threw that one.
We utilize.
I think it's because Jalen can't. I think because the O line is just
Jalen can't see over it.
yeah.
That's
I think
sad
the
if
O
that's the
line is
case,
crazy.
bro.
Because
That O line is crazy, bro.
I mean, if
I'm gonna
that's
get
the
Like,
case,
Smitty on some drag routes. Man. I be
you got to
trying to
take.
get Smitty on the
Yeah,
drag
you got
routes
to
and
take
Madden,
deeper.
man. I be wishing I was calling the plays for the Eagles. Smitty on the drag routes is always lit. Like
well,
he
you
just
had
runs away
Kelsey.
from
Yeah.
You had Kelsey out there. I think Kelsey and Jalen. I think Kelsey was how tall was Kelsey? Kelsey was like what?
Kelsey was 6'1", 6'2".
6'2".
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Something like
like,
that.
yeah, Kelsey right there, but yeah, Kai Becton kind of just towers over it, bro. It makes it a little
Imagine
hard.
Jalen just started doing jump throws.
Well, they said Russell Wilson used to take 9 steps back.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah,
drop
instead of
that. You
7,
just got to take deeper
you got to
drops.
Yeah.
take 2 more steps back.
Yeah. Then I haven't seen Jalen. I don't know. Has anybody told Jalen about that? But like that's the
I
way I
mean,
look at it. Like somebody
that's
maybe had
another
that
2 yards.
conversation.
That's another 2 yards lost on a sack, though.
We can't think about sacks, bro. We got to
I'm
but
sorry, bro. My head goes there sometimes.
but yeah, at the end of the day, I think it's gonna be crazy, bro. How do y'all feel about these interviews? I personally, like I said, they need to wait till the postseason is over to do
Bro,
these interviews because that time, like just like you just said, that safety that we took, that amount of time that safety was, and Kellen called that could have been extra time. He could have been studying film or changing up a play to get us ready. That's just my personal opinion. Because those interviews, you got pre-interviews. You know, you got who's never prepared for an interview. Who's never prepared
yeah.
for one, and then you got the interview, and you got all that stuff going on, bro. That's too many distractions. I'm calling conspiracy theory, but I think it's kind of funny how Ben Johnson all of a sudden gets a job Monday after they lost to the Commanders. Maybe if he was a little bit more focused, could have been a different story. But I feel like as much as we want to say it's not going to affect them, they human just like us.
Mhm.
Like it's a job to feed your family, bro. Like you get an opportunity to feed your family more than you probably have ever had before. So of
Nah,
course you're
but
going to study and make sure it's right.
I mean, but with that, bro, like you said, going back to 2000, we've been a successful franchise. So teams are going to pick and pull away from
Pick off
successful
us.
franchises. So if we wasn't
Yeah,
successful,
100%.
that'll be us doing that to somebody else's team, and we'd be like, yeah, we want him. Even though they're in the playoffs, we still thinking like we want that guy.
But the thing is, like, what does it hurt to just wait 3 more weeks, bro? Like, you're
Yeah.
excuse my language. You're 3 weeks away from the Austin. This topic gets me a little hot because it
No, me
happened to us
too.
in
That's what I'm
2022,
saying.
and that's why we lost.
And then the fact,
But,
you know, teams could deny these requests. Like, why are you just not denying
yeah,
it?
because Cliff Kingsbury, he denied it, the interviews, right?
Well, Cliff Kingsbury's contract was extended longer. He had a longer contract, so he was able to do that. So, but they could decline it. But also, the only way that they are not able to interview a OC or DC is if that OC or DC is an assistant coach. Vic Fangio is our assistant
Yeah.
coach. So the fact that Kellen Moore is not, it's easy to pick off him. But I hate to kind of think about the future a little bit, but we're going to end up losing him. So who would y'all rather have as the next OC?
I mean, we got to. I mean, that's not. I mean, from what's out there right now,
I'm gonna wait till the offseason.
I would wait.
Yeah,
I
I'm not even
wouldn't
thinking
wait
about
till
that.
offseason.
Okay.
I'm not even thinking
Okay.
about that.
I wouldn't even
I'm
think
too
about it.
focused.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I like that. But yeah, it's something.
I hope
I'm only
he's
just putting it out
focused
in
too,
the
as
universe for
focused as
something to
we
think
are.
about. Just something to think about. Who would be the next OC? Because there's.
I forgot we never even got a fullback. We got that fullback, and I don't think he's seen a snap.
Oh, blasting game.
The linebacker that we turned.
No, the fullback Blast game. Blast game, I think his name.
Yeah.
Something weird. But
yeah.
Why did we even get him?
Not even blocking. I
Whatever.
don't feel at all.
Maybe they were trying to do something that
like,
they
we
just
never
realized
used a
it wasn't
fullback, bro.
necessary. Yeah, they realized it wasn't necessary. Hey, Richard said they're a distraction.
Of course.
Yo, he really explained the
Shout out to
definition.
Wayne. Yo, Wayne, you
Mhm.
you either a master typer or you speak into the keyboard because you
Nah, for real.
that's a good that's exactly what a fullback is supposed to really do. Occasionally you get
Yeah.
your Kyle Juszczyk will catch a pad little screen or
Nah,
something.
I mean that's if we
Mhm.
struggling to block people, but we don't struggle to block
Yeah, we
people.
We don't
don't.
struggle to block.
Yeah.
Nah, we don't need a
But
fullback.
imagine if we did though, bro. That would be
Fullbacks are just
crazy.
glorified blockers and running backs.
Exactly.
Well, it's kind of like the tight end too, because the tight end's a blocker as
I'd
well.
rather have a tight end.
Just
Yeah.
on the pass game. Yeah.
Essentially, every offensive player has to block at some point. You understand? Even receivers, they have to block at some point. At some point, something's gonna you got to block. It's just how often do you got to block? That's the part of the game that as fans we don't really look at. The camera's not looking at AJ or Devontae on the other side holding their guys from running over there, saying like. But that's how it really goes.
Darren said, hopefully next OC knows how to layer a passing game.
Right.
I'm playing
We
development
do. I'm
route.
telling you, we don't have any.
Yeah.
And our loss, we don't have no layers. There's no meshing concept. I'm telling you, everything is
Middle
up
of the
vertical
field.
and out to the sidelines. Short. I mean, not short. Into long throws or short throws. No intermediate throws.
All right.
It's just, I don't know. The offense could get a spark, bro. We got this far already.
He said we did Sunday. That's why I brought it up. Okay.
We did
Oh
what?
wait,
That's a good point.
we did what? Use the fullback?
I might have not seen him. He might have been out there. I didn't see him. No.
I didn't see him either.
Because of snow? Maybe. Hey, that snow. Hey, Kenny Gainwell out there, bro, could
He
confuse
had a
you a little
decent
bit.
game.
Yeah, Kenny. How do y'all feel about Kenny Gainwell behind Barkley? Like, I feel like Kenny Gainwell is getting better and better the more he's kind of just under Barkley, just learning from him. I think
That's
it's
like
crazy.
a quiet weapon, to be honest. Like that's like a guy that gets absolutely no burn, but would help out a lot of teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
But when you're, I
That's
mean,
called his number, and when they call him, he shows up.
like that 10-yard run that he
blocking.
had yesterday or
Mhm.
Sunday, that was all. That was like came at the perfect time.
You can tell that he watched Saquon because he a little shiftier this year than he has been. Like
Yeah,
He
he
played
got more
well.
patience with his moves.
He played
No,
well.
that's
He
He had
had
facts.
a
ball
catch.
in
He had a catch out of the
2022.
backfield.
Yep.
Yeah, he was there
Yeah,
for that.
I don't know why they're not doing I want to say they were doing a lot of that where they were kind of passing to the running backs. They're not doing that as much as they would. I think we would be a little bit more successful if we're doing that. I'd rather dink and dunk passes, bro, and then just get the run. Like, I'd rather just
Oh,
do
he was
that.
saying we had problems blocking on Sunday. We
Nobody
did
wants
for
Mhm.
sure on the pass.
Yeah, we
and it's
did.
also funny you
Yeah.
say that because Darren Sproles is actually the one that scouted Gainwell.
Yeah.
So that's funny.
Well, Kenny Gainwell is Fletcher Cox's
Yeah, that's his
cousin.
cousin. Yeah, that's his real
Cousin,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm. So I was looking this up, and apparently the Eagles' offensive line, not taking anything away from them, but that's kind of their weakness is the pass blocking when it comes to
Yeah.
certain things.
Yeah.
So, like,
it's the scrambling.
yeah.
After a while,
Yeah.
it's hard to contain after a couple seconds to everybody blocking. Everybody's moving around. So that's like Antoine said earlier, that's part of the Jalen scrambling, getting the extra yards, the improvising. That's part of that. To me,
Man, them some big old dudes.
Yeah, you ask them to move quick like that. Like,
yeah, they gonna
stepping
hold for a
back
couple
too.
seconds, but then my Lotta be moving, bro. My Lotta's it's crazy how he never played football. He landed on the Eagles, and Joe Statler turned him to the number one right tackle and left tackle in the league.
Nah, for sure.
Well, they got somebody sitting behind Mulatto ready for him. I forgot what his name is, but he's like they picked him up in the draft, and he's just sitting there waiting right now. All right, guys. So we all know this is the biggest game, and in all honesty, bro, like there's a lot of people that are whatever fans, and they can't do this right now. So like they can't come on here and talk about football. If anything, they hopping on other streams and trying to see what everybody else talking about. We got the luxury of being able to stay on here, and hopefully stay on here for another few weeks too. So
You're right, Warren. It's off
This
season
is
for
just-
other teams.
yeah,
We
they
in the
chilling. I
postseason
don't know.
ourselves.
I don't know if y'all watch Mark Holmes or not, but he said he's an Eagles fan now. So, but
Yeah, and
yeah,
like, bro, like as a another team fan, who do you go for if the Eagles play the Chiefs in the Super Bowl? Because we both hate
I
it.
think they'll go for the Eagles. I think they'll go for the Eagles just because everybody's tired of seeing the Chiefs win.
They have
You
the
know, you
Chiefs
know,
like they have that like villain role now. I think.
Yeah,
yeah, but most people are not rooting for the Eagles or the Chiefs this weekend. Those are the teams like nobody really
they
cares.
don't
People
want
don't
to
like
see
the
them.
Eagles to begin with, and then people are just sick of the Chiefs.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, look at it like this though too. The Commanders beat a lot of teams that pissed off some fans. Think about the Bucks. Like think about the Cowboys, the Bucks, the Lions. Like
The
they want
Cowboys
somebody to come.
definitely are rooting for us. The Cowboys
Yeah,
want whatever AFC team to win.
that's
Right.
Yeah, they don't want
who,
anybody in the
bro.
AFC.
Who would have thought, bro? Like no Cowboys. I think the whole Cowboy Eagles thing is done now, bro. Like the whole Cowboys Eagles thing is over.
I mean,
Nah,
it can't be a rivalry. I mean, it's always going to live on as a rivalry, always. But I mean, you can't. A rivalry is when two teams like are successful.
Yeah, and
It's kind
go
of
at
one
it. You know,
sided
like
these
right now,
past
Yeah,
Washington and
25
Eagles
years.
been going at it for the last couple of years.
yeah, we were
yeah,
supposed to
no,
play
that's
the
facts.
Cowboys in 2022, but they didn't make it. But Washington did. So
Yeah, I know I'm in New
Yeah.
York, so I was actually listening to the radio. The Giants fans. The episode was called a Giants fan's nightmare because it's the Eagles versus the Commanders. So I started listening to it, and then
Yeah,
they had a point. They were like, "Yo, this is a Giants and Cowboys fan. This is the weekend. They don't want to watch the TV. They don't want to even go near the TV because what Giants fan or Cowboys fans wants to see the Eagles or the Commanders? One of them is going to the Super Bowl. You understand what I'm trying to say? But they were
right.
making a point like the Eagles, they could deal with the Eagles making it because they used to the Eagles, but they said they wouldn't be able to take it if the Commanders, because even the Giants were owning the Commanders the last couple of years, and they had a 1 year run, so they said it would hurt them more if the Commanders made it. But they fully expect the Eagles to win. They just don't see it. Even the Giants fans in the coverage, they're like, the Eagles are just too strong, and they know it. That's the pinnacle of this division. We can't let Washington come in and take what we've earned and worked for. Even though we've been battling with the Cowboys back and forth, we're still on the top when it comes to NFC, championship appearances, the Super Bowl appearances. We are the king of this division, and I think we can't let Washington come and take that. In
Nah.
no,
one year,
you
one
got a
year,
good point.
in one
You got
year,
a
they
good
can't
point.
just come flip it and own the throne. It cannot happen.
They had
Nah.
3
And
wins
look at
last
it like this too.
That's crazy.
Just think about it. Who else are you gonna listen to other than the division opponents, bro? Like we played them twice. Like we played like if Giants fans are going for us and Cowboys fans are going for us, we played them. They know what we're capable of doing.
Mhm.
So for them to automatically pick us, that shows you they see holes in the Commanders.
Mhm.
I don't
I
like that.
think
You
why?
don't like that, Antoine?
Hell nah. Cowboys and Giants rooting for the Eagles. I don't like that. I'd rather them go for
That's what
Washington.
they're doing.
Same.
That's what they're doing.
Nah, they trying to put that bad luck juju on us, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not
maybe
doing
some
Juju?
of
Yeah,
them
but
are
they're
going
trying
Hey,
to do like
I
reverse
do believe
psychology,
some
bro.
Cowboys fans
That's all it
rather.
is.
But hear me out. But hear me out.
I
If the
strongly believe.
Commanders go to the Super Bowl, they're already annoying.
I don't even want to hear
Think
that.
about
I didn't even want to
think
hear
about
that
how
word.
more annoying they'll be. That's the reason why,
Nah, but
bro.
you know what?
Like
I'll tell
I
you
can
what, I
see a
would
lot
start
of
hating
Cowboys
them.
fans rooting against the Eagles because no matter what, out of all three teams, that's the team they hate the most. So I could see them
Yeah.
not rooting for the Eagles. Giants and Eagles fans have a different relationship. It's because like over here, Philly, like I be in Philly and I be in New York. Like Philly doesn't really care about the Giants.
Right.
Like they don't really.
No, the Giants definitely hate us now,
But the
though.
Giants hate the
yeah.
Eagles way more than the Eagles hate
Yeah.
the Giants. Trust
Right.
me.
Big time, too.
Trust
Especially
me.
this year.
Trust me. I'm from here. Trust me. In
I
Philly, they
agree.
don't really like hate New York or kid. They hate Dallas more than anything in the world.
Anything. Yeah.
But over here in New York, they hate Philly. Like they hate the Eagles. Trust me, I've dealt with it for a year. They hate the Eagles.
I
So
mean, we
like, they
definitely
don't want to see. This
dislike
is their
them.
nightmare, bro. The Eagles and Commanders. This is their nightmare.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I think we just need more film on Jaden Daniels. I'm going to say that he's up there. I will put him at top 10 this year of quarterbacks.
Oh yeah.
But we
Easily.
definitely need. I think once there's more film, and remember, this is how far
Better
they're
than
going,
Dak.
so their schedule is going to get even rough. their schedule's going to get even more rough next year. So I just personally think after you get film on a quarterback like that, like you kind of got their number. We saw C.J. Stroud struggled a little bit. Um, not to go outside of our division, I think Caleb Williams is probably going to be the most talked about quarterback next year, just with what they got going on over there. But that's something the
I
Lions
like
and the
what Jaden
Packers got to
Daniels
deal
doing,
with.
but I need to see more. Except Jordan has said it perfectly earlier. He don't really respect rookie or give them as much respect as other people do. Because you got to show me you could do it in year 2 and year 3 and beyond. Me, I usually
You
give
have to.
quarterbacks at least 3 seasons, but I feel be like, all right, that guy's good. Even if he's my quarterback. I felt the same way about Jalen. At first, you know what's the thing about Jalen? He keeps getting better. He might have hit his ceiling at this point, but at the end of the day, he's not the same quarterback he came into the league.
I will go against that, and I'll say I feel like Jalen kind of regressed.
You think?
And
No.
the only reason why I say that is because right now it's Saquon, and I think after this year, now that we know we have Saquon, everybody's going to know we have Saquon. I think he's going to emerge to where his pass game is going to be elite, and his run game is going to be elite. So I think he's going to get better next year. I think he's gonna trump over this year.
You know
with
what,
a new
With
Warren?
what
OC
he ends up doing.
with a new OC next year.
Yeah, with a new OC. I
2022,
think he
bro,
can.
he proved to me in 2022, and he proved to me after the Steelers game when he put that chain on, and he said, "This is what I want to see." After he did that to me, ever since that day, I will never question him as a passer in my life. You know why I'll never question him as a passer in my life? Because when the whole world was talking about can he pass the ball, he almost threw for 300 the very next game, and then quietly went back to the formula for the rest of the season. That's why it's ever since that game when he threw for 298. One thing I will say he does have to improve on is he's gun shy sometimes, and he's like afraid to pull the trigger in anticipation throws. I always say he's not the best quarterback, but he's one of the smartest.
But the thing is, too,
I like that.
that does play a huge role, like you were saying, Jay, because if you look at the league and you look at the top 10 passers in the league, those touchdowns and those big game yardage, like that comes with interceptions. And Jalen is worried about, like we keep saying, he's worried about those interceptions. So if you're worried about interceptions, you're going to throw the ball a lot less. If you throw the ball a lot less, you're going to have a lot less interceptions, obviously. So, but I think, I don't know, it's hard to say. Like Wayne said, 2022 season, we might have seen him at his best. Sometimes I think about that, but then, like Jay said, when he played the Steelers and he threw for whatever, and he's like, that's what y'all wanted to see, and then, go back to the run game again. So it's like, it's weird. And then when you keep changing offensive coordinators on this guy, like give this guy a break, man. He hasn't had a consistent coordinator since college or high school.
So
High school,
was
yeah,
his pass game, but his pass game was a lot better with Ben Johnson. His pass game was better with Ben Johnson. He was getting a lot of interceptions, but he was making a lot of plays too. He just wasn't using his legs as much. I feel like if you combine this run game with that 2023 offense that we had, I think we would have blown a lot of teams out. That's just my personal opinion.
2022 or 2023?
2023. 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I feel like his pass game was still good because Ben Johnson was still.
Nah.
I think taking Ben Johnson out was a big mistake. I think it was a big mistake.
Do you mean Brian Johnson?
I'm waiting.
Brian Johnson. My bad. I said Ben Johnson. Did I say Ben Johnson? Brian Johnson.
Brian.
My bad, guys. My bad.
Nah, bro. Our offense was terrible last year, bro.
Yeah, but think about it. If you got Saquon,
and
it'll be different.
Screens, yeah.
But with Saquon, it'll be a lot different, though.
Nah,
we threw so many screens that this year we only threw like 5.
Bad. The whole concept was bad last year, bro.
Yeah.
Like it made no sense. It had no rhyme or rhythm.
But who's Brian Johnson on right now, though?
Washington.
Like,
but he's not the coordinator. He's not the coordinator.
Is he the
quarterback coach?
Quarterback coach.
Consultant
Yeah,
quarterback coach.
Okay. Assistant coach or something like that. He's not the main.
Yeah, he's not the
coordinator.
coordinator.
He's part of their game. He's part of the game. I see what you're saying, Warren, but like I said, I don't question him as a passer at all no more. Like I just think what I question is his ability to read things and make the anticipation throws. I know he could throw the ball. We know he could throw the ball. I just feel like He has to get better at going through his reads and stuff. Everybody knows it. It's very obvious on the field when you look at all 22s. He leaves plays on the field. You know, can he improve on that? Has he hit his ceiling? We don't know that. What we do know is that he knows how to win. He knows how to win. He knows how to figure it out. He knows how to play with what's in front of him. So that's the only thing I can say. So we could have a lot of worse quarterbacks right now. I just think that look at the whole narrative, and I don't even want to go back into this, but look how every quarterback won this week with a Jalen type of a game, right? Remember, this week you don't hear too much hate on him because now everybody's like, come on now, at this point, you got to say the same thing to Mahomes, you got to say the same thing to Allen. It's just they don't do it often. But they had to rely on a Jalen type of a day where their defense is playing better, they're not passing too much, and they're and they've won. And there's that's a way to win. Like you said, maybe the formula is changing a bit, but I just think that he's a good passer, and he's literally passing less on purpose and purposely.
Yeah. Well, even with Josh Allen, that's like I said, maybe it's the narrative that they're changing, bro. Like, who cares about the passing yards? Like, you just want to win the game. Your quarterback doesn't need to get 200 something yards just to win a game. That was Tom Brady started that, bro. Like, Tom Brady and Peyton Manning started that, where the quarterback needs to get that many yards just to win a game. Like, you technically don't need that. If you got an offensive line in a run game like that, the running back's supposed to be the quarterback's best friend. And I think that got lost in the mix. But
he's Jalen's best friend.
Jalen's best friend too. What is y'all's score predictions going into this game?
Let Antoine go first, or Scotty. Let Scotty go first. We'll go down.
I'm gonna say honestly, I think it's gonna be a close one. I think it's gonna be 31-27.
Scares me.
I'm gonna go with close to yours, Scott, but I got Jake missing some extra points, so 29-24.
Yeah.
29-24.
Okay.
Yeah, 28-17.
Wait, we're projected to win by 6, right?
Yeah, I can pull it up real quick.
I think we're gonna win by 11.
Yeah, let me pull it up for y'all so we can have.
I don't know. Vegas got a hand in this.
Give me look at that matchup prediction. I don't feed this too much into that because the Lions are 75% on that for the game versus game. But give me give me 28-17.
28-17.
Yep. It's gonna be hard for the Commanders in the link, man. I'm sorry, and you just don't. Jaden Daniels is the quarterback. He doesn't play the other positions on the field. It's gonna be a hard place to play for the rest of the team on that. I'm telling you.
I think I'm gonna go 32-21. Yeah.
Y'all trying to get my nerves going with these scores.
Let's see what Wayne got. 31-17.
I just want a comfortable game. I want a comfortable. Can we win a comfortable win? There's no such thing as that.
Do we ever?
Then the game is boring.
Never. Hey, I told Scott after that game was over, I was like, bro, I feel like watching these games is taking lives away. It's taking a life away from us, bro, after every game. Like,
bro, if I just didn't if I was like involved in like a book club like AJ Brown or like a chess club or something, I would probably live to like 80, but because I'm an Eagles fan, I'm gonna probably die at like 52.
Yo, Scotty, wow.
Bro.
I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, you gotta.
Scotty in the book club.
Scott, you was born in 2000. You just now getting started, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you see.
I know, bro. I know. But I posted something on Instagram that said, if you put an Eagles jersey on, or like the second you put your first Eagles jersey on, you got to live and you got to die for that shit. And I was like, yo, that's probably the truest thing I ever seen. The most true thing I've ever seen in my life.
You can't just put it on and
you will live and you will die. Eagles fan, bro.
Wearing that jersey for sure.
The cold are running our defense.
Yeah, man.
It's right now. It's the turnover game.
We got the Nick Sirianni got the formula, man. We got it.
Yeah.
We gotta stop the run for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's we didn't speak on that for once. The run game. I don't know what's good. They definitely gotta fill in. Run defense.
You talking about the Commanders' run game?
No, the
Yeah.
Eagles run defense. Sometimes there's gaps sometimes and holes and big runs happen. I'm not nowhere near concerned about their pass defense. It's the run defense.
Yeah, I can see that. I know that first game, Austin Eckler was giving us an issue in the beginning. Yeah,
Ryan
he was
Robinson,
giving us an issue in the
gotta
beginning.
worry about him.
Both of the running backs.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jaden
Austin
Daniels,
Eckler is
we have
like
to worry
more of
about
like
him
a
and his
pass. Austin Eckler kind of the way that I see the Commanders using the two is like Ryan Robinson is kind of like their bruiser back, or he actually gets the bulk of the carries, but then Austin Eckler is kind of like screen pass or catch out of the backfield. So I think that's a duo that we haven't been great at stopping. But Austin Eckler didn't play the last time we played them, right?
Yeah, he didn't play, but the first game,
But Brian Robinson went off.
Yeah, Robinson went off though.
Yeah, he had I think 2 touchdowns that game.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but we got a championship pedigree team though. That's my thing, bro. Like the championship pedigree.
The only thing
they know the situation.
It's a division game. These teams prepare for each other 2 times a year, and even during the off season, they're worrying about what they're doing. What you watch what the other team in your division is doing. So it's familiar territory. I just think when you put everything down on paper and everything in them, the Eagles are just way too good for the Commanders.
Yeah, and what
the Lions have no defense, 0 defense. They were good on third down defense. I watched that. They were 7th and third down defense throughout the year, regardless of their injuries. But they don't have a good defense.
Right.
Yeah, and answering Wayne, Quinyon is going to be playing. They said it wasn't as serious as they thought it would be. So he's expected to be on the field. So we'll definitely know who's going to be resting on Wednesday and who's possibly injured on Wednesday. So tomorrow, I feel like they might rest Jalen on Wednesday, and they might rest AJ and Saquon. They usually do that on Wednesdays, and then Thursdays is when everybody's usually out there for practice. So we probably won't truly hear anything until Thursday. So.
It's gonna be cold in Philly on Sunday. It's cold right now. We up here in the Northeast. It's very cold, so it's gonna be cold on Sunday in Philly.
Yep.
So we about to get up out of here. Y'all know what we do. We usually fall back for a second. But we appreciate everybody watching us. Don't forget to like and subscribe to us. We appreciate that like. That like
NFC Championship again.
Yeah.
NFC Championship, baby.
Another one, man. Jalen get another one. We need another one. So add more to the resume.
No,
hey, sure. Everybody in here, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. We got to keep saying that.
Thank you for the comments and the engagement. Shout out to everybody.
Appreciate all the comments. Yeah, thank you guys.
We appreciate all the comments and the engagement.
The likes, really that like is like revenue over here, so we appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, Nikki, Wayne, everybody. We appreciate y'all. Richard,
Vincent, a couple people.
Big Scott.